Hello, everyone. My name is Dmitry Kornilov, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of FaceMe Studio. Today, I want to discuss with you social AR, more specifically, augmented reality filters in social media. Our studio specializes in producing Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok effects for the world's top brands, including Pepsi, Adidas, Samsung, Toyota, Vodafone, Raiffeisen Bank, Danone, L'Oreal, Visa, and others. In the past 2 years, we created and implemented over 400 AR filters that generated over 1 billion impressions. More than 150 million people created branded user-generated content with our filters. Yes, these numbers can seem pretty wild, but they are by no means accidental. We cracked the code of social AR, and I want to share our findings with you. Before we dive any deeper into social AR, let's take a step back and look at the primary tools used to drive traffic. We've gotten used to the idea that there are two methods to drive traffic to your brand, those being automated paid traffic and purchased media traffic from press and bloggers. When platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok released branded AR filters, in reality, they created a third channel to drive traffic. They made it possible for brands to engage with their audiences by offering people a tool which both promotes the brand and organically drives traffic to their pages. But how exactly does it work? This presentation isn't actually about AR filters. It's about working systematically with a non-media audience like your followers and future customers. Communicating your product through ordinary consumers, it's not only natural, it's also more effective than traditional advertising. If you look at these screenshots, you can see on the left that we have actual ads that were released on Facebook with a CPM averaging at about $1.70. That's pretty good. But if you see what's possible with AR filters, we've calculated our result at 80 cents. That's less than half the cost. Finally, this presentation is about the formula we discovered that links the brand and target audience, helping to turn your followers into brand ambassadors. So let's get started. Are you ready? Consumers are ready to fulfill your communication goals if you will help them to fulfill their communication goals. Yeah, that's right. AR filters aren't just goofy ears or fun. It's something that will help users to fulfill their social media goals. Feel attractive. Feel funny. Feel important. Feel creative. Feel relevant. And be noticed. By creating relevant content, they will get the digital reactions and attention they want. And we all want this attention. Conclusion. AR filter is a digital tool that will convert your audience's content into the metrics you want to see. Seems like a bold theory, right? But let's take a look at the cases. In the first case, we'll look at the filter we made to promote the song contest TV show, The Voice Ukraine. We understood that we need to create a filter that would help the audience feel like a star in the show and sing. What we came up with was a filter with a microphone and karaoke lyrics. We also added a voice changer to help users feel more comfortable, since, well, not everyone can sing. The results were incredible. The filter generated more than 50,000 Instagram stories with branding and achieved a CPM price of just 35 cents. Why did it work? Why did 50,000 people decide to promote this show? Simply because we help them to feel like a star. Let's take a look.
Співаю.
Okay. In the second case, we helped users fulfill their New Year's wishes by literally flying out of the nightmare that 2020 was into the year 2021. For one of the largest banks in Ukraine, we created a filter with a flying sleigh, a winter hat, and a credit card with holiday wishes. The audience created more than 6,000 branded stories, generating over 4 million impressions within 1 week. Why did this filter work? People wanted to create holiday content, and the bank gave them the opportunity. Seasonal filters are an excellent practice, not only for New Year or Christmas, but for any holiday. Let's take a look at the video and these happy holiday faces. In the next case, for Halloween, we created a horror story filter for the Ukrainian taxi service Uklon. The filter transforms the user into a stereotypically rusty, untrustworthy, and generally scary car. From the slide, you can see that in 1 day, more than 3,000 people created content with Uklon's branding. And again, why did this case work? Because we help people to celebrate Halloween and shoot spooky or funny stories. In the next case, we focused entirely on the product. One of the biggest food retailers in Ukraine wanted to promote sales of their gift certificates. In a country where gift certificates are seen as nothing more than a plastic joke, it was important to show them exactly what they were paying for. We made a filter that literally turns the gift certificate into funny food accessories like vegetable hats. In this case, the results were more than just awareness. During this promo, gift certificate sales skyrocketed, increasing by 3 times and more than 30,000 units sold in just 4 weeks. Why did people use this filter? Simply, it helps them share a joke and get attention with the funny content. Let's take a look. My personal favorite is cabbage hat. Sometimes your audience can be very specific. For example, gamers. Give them a treat and gain their loyalty by creating something specifically for their interest. For the cyber sports brand Party Match Esports, we created an AR filter that recreates the experience of playing the cult favorite, Counter-Strike, triggering a big part of the international gaming community. More than 68,000 people promoted Party Match simply because they helped people recreate one of their most memorable gaming experiences, something very specific to their interests. And yes, we replaced the gun with a banana to make this effect not violent, but funny. In the case for Harper's Bazaar, we proved that a filter doesn't have to be complicated. A simple branded camera frame was enough to capture their audience's interest by being in a fashion photo shoot. Users with small followings along with bigger influencers shared this filter to over 13 million people. And coming up next, I want to share one of my favorite cases that answers the question, can I link air filters to direct sales? And the answer is yes, you can. For the optics brand Luxoptica, we created a game that had users blink. It also offered them a free in-store eye exam. More than 7,000 people played the game and 700 people used the coupon for a free eye exam. As a result, $17,500 were made in revenue. In this case, their filter was used as a lead trap to give them a coupon and in return make a purchase at the sales point. We were even able to tell which users made a purchase by tracking their promo code. Let's see the case study. Look, people are actually happy. Here is the coupon. We send it to direct messages. Yep, this case is a perfect example of a digital funnel with connection to direct sales. Coming up next, an innovative case that I would like to note is that air filter that we created for Pepsi that combines both physical and digital aspects. By offering physical merch that could then be activated by pointing your camera at it, influencers could create some fantastic stories. It gained a lot of attention in the press, gaining over 5 million impressions, and even growing the activity in their social profiles by 13%. Yeah, that's basically augmented reality branded merch that is created for content creation. Air filters can also be used to raise money for nonprofits and social organizations. One air filter that we created for No Waste and Rocket. The organization focuses on recycling, still an emerging initiative in Ukraine. For each story created using the filter, Rocket pledged to donate to No Waste's cause. This initiative generated roughly $500 of charitable donations for the organization. This made the audience feel not only included in the initiative, but also made them feel good about themselves by knowing that as they created these stories, they were helping a noble cause, all while spreading awareness about the brands involved. It's notable to mention that initiatives like this are often picked up by the press, bringing even more awareness to the brands involved. Another cool thing about this effect is that we actually showed sorting process in a filter. With all this cases, I hope you're starting to get the bigger picture. To be clear, AR filters aren't standalone instruments. They work very well in parallel with traditional marketing tools. The biggest difference to note is that while traditional tools bring audiences to the promotion entry point, AR filters are the entry points themselves. Not only that, but they also allow the audience to share the entry points with their audiences. All of that being said, you can tell that this presentation wasn't about AR filters. It was about new generation of branding. It was about love mark 0 to 20. And if we see love mark 10 as I love this brand because it's cool, then love mark 2.0 is I love this brand and I talk about it everywhere. Or in modern terms, I post and make content about them. So what's next? Start to build two-way communication channels with your audience. Send them messages, love, and give them the opportunity to send it back. Remember the case with the food retailer? We also promoted the filter within the store to engage current loyal customers by inviting them to take part in the promo. Let's take a look. Actually, it looks cooler than regular advertising. Another thing is when communicating with your customers, create an environment that will give them the opportunity to talk about your brand. You can even create non-standard placements for your AR filters to engage with users for them to create content when they are ready. For example, one of the banks we worked with integrated a link to their AR filter inside the app. This was a perfect way to engage with their users on April's Fool's Day. The result was perfect. They generated more than 3 million impressions in just one day, without any additional digital promotional tools. And if earlier we spoke about the importance of personal branding, now it's time to reflect on the personality of our brand. A brand book cannot define the personality of our brands. Personality is defined by your people, your audience, and your customers. Let them show their love. Thank you very much. And I hope to see a lot of you soon and start engaging with your audience with social AR instruments. My name is Dmitry Kornilov. I'm CEO and co-founder of FaceMe Studios. Thank you very much. And thank you, Digital Asia Summit. Goodbye.